finger
The
patterns.
very top as in like C or E.
Say that again.
Very top is in like E or C.
Oh, sorry. Go back to the C string and go through all the strings one more time. So finger patterns and all the strings. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great. Everybody solid on that? Looks like you guys all got it. Good. And then start our metronome for the scale. Remember, use the rhythms that are on our paper. Whole notes going up, half notes coming down. 1 octave at a time. So let's do the first octave. And 1, 2, long bows. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Second octave. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any questions on that? All right, we'll wait for Kylie just got here, so we'll wait for her to come in before I say anything else. All right, so you have 2 assignments due on Canvas this week. One is the C major scale. Remember, with the C major scale, it's that rhythm that's actually printed out on the sheet. It's both octaves, but you're welcome to do other scales, but they don't have to have that rhythm, right? You can just do quarter notes, it's fine. Make sure you're using your metronome at 100 beats per minute. That's part of the test to see if you can play with a metronome. And again, I think it's easier when you do a playing test to use your phone on Canvas because you just have a really good speaker on your phone usually. So you could either take a video on your phone and then go to Canvas and upload it, or you could go to Canvas and push submit and then hit media and take a video right on Canvas. So you have a couple different options for that. Again, do at least the 2 octaves for C major, and then if you want to do any other ones, you're welcome to. They're not going to be graded necessarily, the other ones, just the C major one. And then your second assignment that's due this week is your composition. We're going to start composing today, so I can show you guys how to do it. And then between now and next class, you're going to go ahead and do your own private composition. And the next class, we're going to take some time to go over each other's and kind of clean some things up. And then you could submit it. If you want to submit it sooner, you can, but that way next class we can kind of look at each other's and be like, oh wait, we need to fix this or kind of adjust this. But you're going to need to do that composition before next class. So you can go ahead and put your instruments down, and the next week is the performance piece. So keep working on that performance piece. Hopefully on Thursday we'll have time to work on the performance piece as well. Okay, so last class we did a lot with scale degrees and watch that video on composition. So go ahead and grab that sheet of paper you took all your notes on from last class. You're gonna want that.
I'm gonna start. Will we need our instruments again today?
we might have enough time at the end of class to actually practice our performance piece, in which case, yes. But if we don't have enough time, yes, you will, because you're also going to perform whatever you guys composed today. So yes. All right, so scale degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, we have tonic, supertonic, mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant, leading tone. There you go. All right, for that. So show me with your fingers, which one's the tonic? Subdominant. 4, good. So remember, there's two subs. There's subdominant and there's submediant. So mediant and submediant, dominant and subdominant, okay? Dominant. Leading tone. Tonic. Supertonic. Good. Mediant. Submediant. Awesome. In the key of C, Margaret, what is the tonic? Can you unmute yourself, or do I have to?
Sorry, I thought I was unmuted. Is it just a C?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Noah, what is the subdominant in the key of C?
In the key of C. Hold on. D, E, F, G. Is it G?
Show me how you counted that.
So C, D, E, F.
F. Good. All right. Ashley, what is the leading tone in the key of C?
B.
Good. I'm going to change it up. We're going to go to the key of G now. So if we're in the key of G, that just means that G is now number 1. So you're going to count G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, that's the only difference. So instead of C being number 1, now G is number 1. So Sydney, what is the supertonic in the key of G?
Is it A?
It is A. Eileen,
Okay.
what is the mediant in the key of G?
Is it B?
It is B. All right, Elizabeth, what is the dominant in the key of G?
D.
Good. I'm going to jump back to the key of C now. Maggie, what's the dominant in the key of C?
Sorry. G.
Good. Ethan, what is the subdominant in the key of C?
F, natural.
F. Good. You don't have to say natural, because natural just is F. But yes, you are correct. F natural. All right. And then Kylie, what is the tonic in the key of C?
C.
You are correct. Great job, guys. Okay, going on to composition stuff here. There are certain notes that are very relaxing and certain notes that add tension. What is the most relaxing, no tension note in the scale? Which scale degree is it? It's called the?
Okay, I wrote this down. Hold on. Wait.
No tension, super relaxed note.
Is it the tonic?
It is the tonic.
Okay.
Great job. Yes, it is. Okay. And then 3 notes have the most tension in them. Go ahead and just unmute if you know the answers. Go ahead.
Dominant, leading tone, and subdominant.
Awesome. Dominant, leading tone, and subdominant. And then the other notes are just like, no, those are nice. They can move forward or whatever from that. All right, good. When you have there's a theme and a motive. One of them is a long line and one of them is a short idea. Which one is the long line?
Theme.
Good. Again, just unmute whoever can say it. Mark, say go. All right, which one's the short one?
Motive.
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 Good. All right. A musical period consists of how many measures?
8.
8.
Good. You guys know how in orchestra, especially with district assessment, we would like crescendo and then relax and then breathe here and then go up here and down there. That's because we were doing those periods and those phrases. So there are 2 4-measure whats in a period. 2 4-measure
Phrases.
phrases, good. And the first phrase is called something and the second phrase is called something else. What are they called?
Antecedent and answer phrase.
Good. So we're use the complicated term and then the easy term. So let's do easy terms for both. The question and the answer, right? Or the antecedent and the, I forget what the second word, the hard word is for that. But we'll just use the question and the answer phrase. Good job. And then let's see. You would usually start and end the piece on which note?
The tonic.
On the tonic, good. So if we're in the key of C, it's gonna be C. I think that was all the questions I had for that. Yeah, oh, and then when you're composing, there are certain things you can do, like you can look like if your first two measures go straight up, maybe your next two measures should go down for some contrast, right? Or you can have repetition with like a motive, or you can have variation, are different ideas for things. So we're gonna compose a little bit together, and then I'm gonna break you guys up into very small groups with someone in your same clef. So there are two ways to compose together right now. You can either use the whiteboard on your computer. So if you click share screen and then you click whiteboard, you're gonna get this. And you can actually use your finger if you're on a school laptop. If you're not on a school laptop, this won't work. But you can actually use your finger and do that. And you just select draw and select the first line to use your finger to do that. Another option is just to grab a sheet of paper and actually write the staff and everything on there. Whichever one you do in your small group, make sure that if you use the whiteboard, you take a picture of it, because once you leave the breakout room, the whiteboard gets deleted. So just make sure that you don't lose the notes that you just wrote. If you're on a school computer, you can also turn your computer into a tablet by folding it over, so it's real easy to write with your fingers. So go ahead and kind of copy this on your sheet of paper right now, just so you see what you're gonna be doing. So you're going to draw two staffs. And we're not going to use music software yet, like Note Flight or that sort of stuff, because I want you guys to actually write the music, and then in a couple weeks, you're actually going to be using things like Finale and Note Flight. But for right now, you're gonna draw so that I know you know how to draw music.
Can I do it on staff paper, Ms. Dart?
Yes, you can. Sorry, that was not a good line. Let me do that one again. All right, then you're gonna draw your clef. I'm a treble clef, so I'm gonna draw a treble clef. And we are gonna be in 2/4 time signature instead of 4/4. So 2/4, you get 2 beats per measure, that's it. And then you're going to draw 4 measures on each one. And the last one, you're gonna do a double line since it's the very end. Now, this is a common mistake I've been seeing people make, is adding a measure line at the beginning. You don't add a measure line at the beginning. You don't need a measure line at the beginning. And because we're in the key of C, there's no sharps or flats, right? So you just leave it like that. All right, so this is called the question phrase. And then this is going to be the answer phrase. All right, so what's the first note of the piece gonna be?
C.
Tonic.
Tonic, C. So we could either
sorry.
use this C or we could use that C, right? And then what's the last note gonna be?
The tonic.
The tonic again, right? So it's either gonna be this C or this C. I guess you could do this C as well if you wanted to for that, okay? So let's just let you know where we're going with that. Erase this. So a great way to compose as a group is take turns writing measures. So I'm gonna write the first measure, and I'm going to start, I'm gonna have some fun with this. I'm gonna start on this C down here. And I'm gonna go C, E, F. I'm gonna go with 2/8 notes and a quarter note. Let's have some fun here. All right, for those of you who are not treble clef people, I'm gonna write the note names. Okay, now I'm gonna popcorn to the next person, and you get to compose the next measure. Kylie, what would you like in the next measure?
I don't know.
Well, we have a C, E, and F, so you can pick any note that you want, and then just tell me if you want a half note, a quarter note, eighth note, what type of note you want. There's no right answer, by the way. It's just composition. So don't think about it too hard.
A, and make it 2 quarter notes.
All right. A, and then Kylie, popcorn to somebody else.
Sydney.
Ooh, okay. A G and a B.
Should I go down to a G or way up to a G? Which G?
Oh gosh. I didn't think this through. Let's go way up.
Oh my. All right. A G and a what? A B, you said?
Yes.
You want to go up to a B or down to a B?
Probably down.
All right. Okay, Sydney, popcorn to somebody else.
Maggie.
Now, Maggie, you're at the end of the question, right?
Okay.
So I would take a look. So right now, that B that we just played, that's the leading tone, right? So somewhere in the question, you have to decide, what do you want the question to end on? Do you want it to end on a leading tone? Do you want to end on the dominant? Or do you want to have like a semi-ending with a tonic?
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
So can you do an eighth note with an A, then to a G, and then another eighth note with a D to a C.
A D to a C. Do you want to go down to this D or up?
Yeah, middle
to that?
C.
Which one?
Like middle C.
Down to this D and down to this C. All right, here's what we have so far, guys. All right, Maggie, who you popcorning to?
Eileen.
Okay.
So Eileen, I'm going to point out a couple of things real quick. First of all, let's look at the shape we made. We made really high and then really low. So we made a big contrast right there, right? And you can also look at some rhythms we have. So we have two measures. It's kind of like a sandwich right now, right? It's eighth, eighth, quarter, and then two measures of quarters, and then eighth, eighth, quarter. I'm sorry, eighth, 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 eighth. So now that we're answering that question, we can think of things like, do we want the same shape? Do we want a different shape? Do we want some of the same rhythms? So you can pull from that unless you have a totally different idea. You can always pull from the question to give the answer.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like my decision is gonna make it sound bad.
What are you thinking?
We could do we ended on a C, right?
So you might want to start on a C again as well.
Yeah. Maybe just doing a half note of just C to I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it with that.
Okay, half note C. All right, so you're kind of bringing us back to the tonic here, which is good. All right, who are you going to popcorn to?
Kainoa.
All right, here we go. So we started with the C. Okay. Okay, let's do a whole note for a B.
Now, because we're in 2/4, I can't do a whole note because a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
note has 4 beats.
Yeah, sorry. I meant half note.
For which note? Tell me again.
B.
Do you want to go down to a B or you want to jump way up high to a B?
I guess we can go down to a B.
All right, here's your
Go down to a
B.
B. Yeah.
Who are you popcorning to?
Let me see. Let me go through the list here. Let's go to Ethan Gall.
A dotted quarter on G,
A low G or high G?
low,
And give me
or middle, sorry. Oh, too late. Oops,
The other one?
it doesn't matter.
Sure it does. So you want this one?
Sure.
Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you need to finish that measure if that's a dotted quarter note?
Oh, just 1/8.
1/8 note, good. Now remember the last measure is going to end on C, right? So what note do you want the dotted eighth note to be that'll sound good going to C?
Let's do an E.
An E. Down here or up there?
Or
An E would work, but do you want it to be down here or up
sure.
there? Down
Yeah,
here?
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and popcorn.
I don't know who hasn't gone.
We have Elizabeth, we have Margaret, we have Ashley.
Let's do Margaret.
Okay, Margaret.
So we have to end on a C, right?
Yes, we do.
So we just do a half note then?
Yep. Do you want to go down to this C or do you want to go up to that C?
Let's go down.
I like that idea. All right. Okay, here's what we have. Now, Elizabeth and Ashley, here's what you get to do. Since you guys didn't go yet, I'm going to play this, and I want each of you to make a suggestion on a change. When you hear it and you're like, oh, maybe this line doesn't really work this well. Like maybe we should change this note in this measure or rhythm in this measure, okay? So here's what it sounds like. All right, Elizabeth, what'd you hear?
I'm not quite sure how, I don't know. I'm still thinking.
All right, let's play. Well, I'm gonna play the question part first, and tell me if you hear something in here that, like sometimes if you jump around too much, it's disjointed, right? And it doesn't sound very melodic. Or sometimes if you don't move enough, it sounds boring. So like, does it sound like there's too much going on or not enough going on? Ashley, what do you think on that one? Do you think that was too much going on or not enough going on?
I think it was fine the way it is, but like in the third measure, the first note, is that a G?
That is a G.
It sounded a little out of place to me.
Yes, because it's a big jump, right? So maybe what would you suggest for a change if you wanted to move, instead of have a G there, what do you think might be like a smaller jump or something that might work better? Any ideas?
No.
All right, pick a note other than a G and let's play it and see what it sounds like. Pick any other note.
Is the two notes before or in the previous measure, are those Those are A's? Okay. I don't know.
Pick a note. Just pick any note other than G, and we're gonna play it, and we'll see what it sounds like.
I guess C. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna play that as a C, and let's see what it sounds like. What do you guys think? Thumbs sideways if it sounds the same to you, thumbs up if that makes it a little more lyrical, thumbs down if you didn't like it. All right. Who else has a suggestion? Good job, Ashley. Who else has a suggestion for that measure?
Well, I think a low G would be better, not like a middle G. Yeah.
All right, let's try that. Sideways, up, down. Anybody else have another suggestion? Anybody? Anybody? All right, so make a thumbs up if we should keep the C, or a thumbs down if you want to keep the G. Which one should we keep, the C or the G? All right, we have a C, 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 G. All right, C is the winner. So sometimes, I'll tell you this, so the original note that was a G, sometimes having big jumps like that do work, so don't be afraid to try big jumps like that. Sometimes though, they don't work as well. So I like those big jumps that you guys were trying. All right, let's look at the second line, see if there's anything you guys would change here. Good, anybody have any change they want to do there? All right, I like that one too. Congratulations. So before, like I said, before you leave your group, if you're using the whiteboard, take pictures on all of your phones of the whiteboard because you're going to lose it when you leave your group. So when you get in your group, decide who's going to be writing the official one, and then who is going to be presenting it. So you're going to tell the class about, like, we have repetition here. We decided to end the question on the leading tone, or like we're having some contrasting motion, something about it, or how you came up with what you composed. And then the other person is going to play it for the class. All right, great job on your first composition, guys. See, it's not that hard. Don't overthink it, by the way. If you don't know what to do, just put notes on the page and then play it. And then you're like, oh yeah, maybe we should change these notes to that. Or different rhythms. And you don't need to have super complicated rhythms either. If you want to, go ahead, but you don't have to. So, you guys ready? Any questions? All right, we'll see if you guys can do this in 20 minutes. So about 2:30, see if we can have the 8 measures written and ready to be performed. Let's stick y'all in breakout rooms. Let's see. 5. Lean. Margaret and Maggie. Sydney, since you want to try viola, I'm going to put you in the viola room so you can work an alto clef a little bit. Okay.
Alrighty.
Ashley, Sydney's much more familiar with treble clef, so Ashley, feel free to help out a little bit with the alto clef, since that's really your clef right there.
We got this. Ashley, I have faith in us.
I do too. All right, and then Ethan and Kainoa, if I put you guys in a room together, you're gonna focus. All right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, good.
Yippity doo-dah.
All right, mark is set, go. All right, if you're watching the recording right now, so you missed class today, we are gonna just go ahead and do that composition. And once you're done for today. Just make sure you check on Canvas, the C major scale is due, and your personal composition, the one we're doing right now is the group one. The personal one is pretty much all the same guidelines. But yeah, all right, that's the end for today.